So we're here today with Fintan Lalor. Fintan is the APAC regional manager for project management software vendor Wrike. Fintan, thanks for giving some time and having a chat with me today.
No problem, Jonjo. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
No, pleasure. I wanted to kick off and talk to you about the impact of the COVID crisis on software utilization, Fintan, first of all. So the Forrester IT spend report, for instance, recently has predicted that the second half of this year, there's going to be a clear slowdown in spending on technology, but there has been an increased demand for specialized cloud products. So I wanted to, virtual office collaboration and the like, so I wanted to see what you're finding in the market, what your customers feeling at the moment in terms of how they're using and procuring technology.
What I'm seeing and what our customers are like is that I'm seeing an increase in our usage. I'm seeing an increase in how we support our customers, and I'm seeing an increase in their desire to review and look at their digital supply chain and make sure that they have the right tools in place to support everyone who's kind of working from home, you know?
Yeah, okay, cool. And that was my next question. Is there any way that you've had to transition them to become comfortable with that, or your customers being fairly good to go in terms of virtual office?
I mean, we were pretty much able to work from home. The biggest change for me, and I was used to working from home, but I just only did it if I had like an appointment with the dentist or something like that. I'd work from home. So the biggest change or shift for me, and the thing that I've been completely honest with, which you struggled with to a certain extent, is the prolonged period working from home. Anyone can do it for a day or two, but it's a prolonged period. And we ran a survey there a couple of weeks ago. So we surveyed 1,000 people in region, which made it specifically relevant to us. And of the 1,000 people we surveyed, 43% were only working from home for the first time, which I thought was kind of eye-opening, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I know there's been a real push in recent years for flexibility of work from home, but you know the adoption of it, how many companies really believe in it and feel that it can be powerful is probably showing now. Do you see any trends as to the amount of time people work from home or the productivity they can gain from it, whether that's going to shift on the other side when we're back in the office?
I think we'll come out of this and two things will change. One is that there'll be a healthier balance of working from home, you know, on a weekly basis. And two is I think there'll be a shift in travel. I mean, considering, do we really need to travel there, or can we achieve very much the same thing by doing it remotely?
And how have you found it as a business leader and a sales leader in terms of being in touch with your team? So we're talking about things like accountability, how you reward your staff, collaboration, that kind of thing. How have you found that, not being in the trenches with the troops as such?
Yeah, and that's an interesting one, because it's a shift that over time it's adapted for us, or certainly for me, because I was very used to being in the office. I think that for the team, it's very simple to just put stuff in place in terms of having a clear routine. Like, we have 2 stand-up meetings every day, which are 15-minute kind of catch-ups with the team in the morning and the evening. I'll be in touch with people, either quick calls via the phone or via Slack during the day, and then I'll do Zoom calls for the one-to-ones. That's very straightforward and simple to do.
Yeah, fantastic.
The biggest challenge for me has been the team morale. So if you speak to someone for 15 minutes in the morning, you speak to them in the evening, unless you have the one-to-one with them that day, or unless you're in kind of constant contact with them, you don't actually know what they're kind of thinking or what they're going through for the other kind of 7 hours of the day. So, I mean, with Mental Health Month being next month, we're doing this kind of challenge that we set up as a team. So you get various points for doing different challenges, such as, you know, going out for a stroll, doing some exercise, signing up to a different thing, reaching out to another member of the team that you don't know and introducing yourself on a global level. And I think some of those things will help with morale and help keep people motivated as they're working from home, you know.
And are there any signs, or maybe not warning signs, but things you're looking out for? You mentioned you've got a couple of stand-ups a day. Are there any things that you've been able to notice, or you're looking for to spot whether somebody's down on morale?
I'm trying to incorporate different times when we're all together. It's not just the sales in a silo of a stand-up. We're all together for lunch and learns. We're all together for a trivia night or something. And then any of the messaging that I'm sending to people, I'm trying to be conscious of it, because if you're just slacking someone and you're not in touch with them throughout the day, the tone can very easily get lost via Slack or something like that. And you don't want that to happen. So I'm very conscious of messaging. I think that helps.
Yeah, great. And have your metrics been tweaked at all? Have you felt you've had to take a different perspective on what a successful week or day looks like for the team amidst the everything going on, or have things kind of remain the same in terms of metrics and performance?
Every circumstance is different. Everyone's been impacted slightly differently. And if you take the time to understand that and kind of have the mindset of serve before sell, I think that'll help you. So it's not so much focusing on activity or tweaking activities. I think that they're tried and tested and should remain the same, maybe increase ever so slightly, but that's an incremental change. I think the most radical change is understanding the different impacts and being able to not just try and close a deal. And this is advice for anyone really, not just try and close a deal, but try and serve before selling.
Advice, and it's probably going to be pertinent on the industries you mentioned and the actual specific history that company's had during the crisis. But my next question was going to be, what advice do you give to salespeople, aspiring salespeople in what is an unprecedented time?
You know, hold yourself accountable to what you can control. Control your activity, control the messaging that you're sending out to your customers, control how you conduct yourself and how you manage all of that, and just persevere through kind of some of the challenging things you're going to come up against, because the bottom line is it is going to be a challenge. What we've tried to do to an extent, and is we've tried to assist and offer kind of care packages and assistance packages. So like by care package, and it's probably not the right way of phrasing it, our professional subscription, we've offered that for free. We've removed the collaborator limit that we had in place for our customers as well. And then we've also created this business continuity template, which is, I think, is a really good template because it shows you what we think are important check boxes for maintaining operations and kind of risk mitigation. And if you've got a customer who would benefit from Wrike, or they would benefit from the software or the solution that you're selling, just because they can't do it right now, it doesn't mean that you should completely shift and move away from them. You should understand why they can't do it, continue to support them, because the effort you put in with supporting customers in their moment of need will be something that you'll reap the benefits for when the time comes. And that's not that far away, I don't think.
Yeah, fantastic. And you see some opportunities to come out of this for your business and other businesses that have managed, that relationship and prospecting temp well?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, and we kind of touched on it earlier, I think that, people are going to look at having the right tools in place to work from home, so that you're able to be, productive from home. And I think that people can be just as efficient working from home, if not even more efficient, because you don't have the time for commuting back and forth. So I think that, and we touched on it earlier, was, looking at your digital supply chain and looking at the tools you have in place, and kind of implementing more tools to allow your team to do that. I also think that there's a huge trust element around leaving someone work on their own, or leaving someone do their own thing. And I always found that the more trust you put in people, the more motivated they become by that. So I think by putting the right tools in place, by encouraging a kind of work from home balance, that'll have nothing but positive impacts on the team.
Okay, fantastic. And finally, Fintan, great advice there. Really appreciate it. It'll be a real use to all our followers out there. What are you most looking forward to post lockdown?
I could do with a haircut, to be honest. No, I'm just kidding. I'd like to get back into the office again. I think catching up with the team face to face would be great. We have a small enough office. We're growing quite quickly, but we have a small enough office. So I would like to get back into the office again. On a personal level, so completely separate to this. We were supposed to go home, myself, my wife, and my new baby daughter were supposed to go home in June to visit our family and to kind of celebrate having her christening. So looking forward to doing that as well. Yeah.
Best of luck with it, Finn, and thank you again. It's been great to have you on here for a chat. Really appreciate your time, and best of luck for the coming months.